good evening, good afternoon, and good night. Whenever you're watching this, I am Corrosive. Hope you guys are having a great day. Let's sortie. These are gonna just be my best games of the, I guess, 2 days that I recorded this. Trying to just get, good games, decent games for you guys. I just wanted to say I might not rank or like record my rank sessions because when I turn on my recording software, it takes the game like a little bit longer to load in ranked situation. That can be detrimental, especially in the PvP. I already told you how Serenth has struggle killing and really like helping the team comp in some situations. So being late to the fight just makes my job a lot harder, and I just don't want to go through it, especially when I'm pretty high. I don't know if Grandmaster is the highest rank, but I want to succeed and go further. Yeah, but nonetheless, I'm still willing to show you guys my normal games. I feel like my normal games can be pretty intense sometimes, but it all just depends on the enemy teams I'm playing against. Sometimes I'm playing against Momos, other times I'm playing against like people who actually communicate with their teammates, and suffice it to say that can be real challenging. Like I feel like this game is a good example of that. Like their team does kind of roll in packs of 2 to 3. It's just that I'm kind of able to. They're clumping, so my nuke does some really good damage here. It does really nice peel. But yeah, I think my goal really is to just learn how to pilot better. I realize like in some situations, like I do kind of like start spamming movement to hopefully like escape the like pressure of the situation, but in reality it just like I'm running in a circle essentially when like say the opposition is like a melee mech. They can just like dash up and start like hitting me from far when I'm trying to get away. So it's just all about figuring out like how to be comfortable under pressure, in my opinion, which in some instances can be a little bit challenging. But yeah, I had heard through the grapevine that there's gonna be a patch soon, uh, buffing and nerfing some characters or some strikers, right? And Narukami was on the list, and I'm genuinely a little bit excited to see what they want to do with her. They want to improve her team aspect, her team play, which is makes me a little bit curious, right? Because how do you improve a sniper's team synergy? That's like the biggest question in my mind. How do you improve that? Because snipers tend to be like away from the team, trying to pick people off, right? And like the only thing that really helps teams in my mind, or the team in my mind, is the bubble that gives like invisibility, and like only like very few players even think about actually like utilizing that mechanic to their advantage when they have a Narukami on their team, right? So it's interesting. I'm curious to see what they do, especially because I am a Narukami pilot. So naturally, if they make like a drastic change, like I'm definitely gonna try it out, right? I also saw that Aquila was getting nerfed, which I'm interested to see. I don't think Aquila is too annoying, but I've in ranked Aquila is pretty oppressive, so seeing how they deal with that just in general would be, I don't know, it'd be nice. I'm looking forward to seeing the changes that they put. I also heard that there was gonna be like they're thinking about putting like new like objectives, like like mashback, like different event stuff to do. Like I don't want to call it TDM and be like misnaming it, but it suffices to say there are going to be new game modes to play, right? And I'm curious to see what that is. I wonder if they'll make like mods more of a thing, to where you can like maybe have more diversity in gameplay based off of like what the player wants to like specialize in, to be better at. But you know, it's all on the devs to really, you know, show us how they want to make the game come to life, right? But yeah, I'm curious to see it. I wonder if they're gonna put any like new maps in the game, and like other than give us like new game modes, give us also new maps to really like shake it up. But who knows, right? Like you see when you load into the game, there's like a gigantic map essentially of all the different POIs you can play, and so I just wonder if they'll add more to it. You know, like again, like space battles in games like this make so much sense, and I don't think it'd be too hard to incorporate in the game, given like the game mechanics and what is possible, right? Like what is possible with the engine. Like it would take no effort at all in my mind anyway. But again, I'm not a developer, so you know, and I'm not a dev, so who knows what their direction is with this game. I just hope they listen to the community, listen to people who really like play the game seriously, and you know, grow from there. You know, hopefully grow from there. But yeah, honestly, this team of mine is pretty good. Like, they're all pretty like we play pretty cohesively. Like my Pinaka is just, you know, everywhere when I need her, so you know, or it like makes my job a little bit easier. See how I tried to sneak that objective and got shot in the face for it, which is a little unfortunate, but it's fine. It's no big deal. What I'm really curious about for this game is like what kind of mobile suits or strikers they will add to the game, right? Because I genuinely just wanna, yeah, I want to know how they do it. Like, will they release them in like bundles, like they'll release them in sets of 3, you know, or 4, given the archetypes: attacker, defender, support, and brawler. You just release one for each group, right? So whatever your flavor is, you get something new to try. And if you're like a person that likes to try everything, you have like, you know, something to keep you occupied until you want to go back to whatever you're used to piloting, right? Now, my question is, are they going to make hybrid mechs like it's a heavy, say, attacker, right? But it has like a function to where it has good mobility, like a light mech, or like high defense, like a defensive mech. You know what I'm saying? Like those kinds of things kind of like dwell on me. You know, how do you make the game interesting other than, you know, throwing out simple mechs? You know, what is like a diverse option that you can do to spice up the game? You know.
Nobody dodges Aquila's game.
Which, yeah, I don't know if I said it earlier, but I'll say it now just in case. Can you guys just, for me, right? Can you guys put one thing you guys enjoyed about your day? I'm super curious. I'm having a personally hard time, and I need a little light. So, if you were hearing this, whenever you're hearing this, just put one thing you enjoyed about your day in your comments. But yeah, we're rocking and rolling with this next game. This game was a little bit more. This game was a little bit more of me showing off my skill with Serenth. I think this was one of my best games I played throughout my 2 days of recording. So yeah, I think it just because I utilized Serenth's strong suits to my advantage, You know, like I kind of try to stay out the way. I utilize my strikes very well. I kept trying to harass, like when your mobile suit like comes in from respawn or on the start of the game, they always say something like, for Serenth, it's harassing the enemy defense or the enemy line, or something to that effect. And so, like, I hear that and I think to myself, like, do I harass good enough? Do I force people to back up off of whatever the line of scrimmage is? And sometimes I don't feel like I do that well enough. So in this game, I really wanted to focus on, you know, if this is where I'm at, I'm going to push the opposition back, or I'm going to take them out of my airspace, because this is mine, right? And so that's kind of what I focused on. Again, if it was like a 1v1 situation, it'd be a lot harder in my opinion, but again, I didn't get, in my norm games, I don't get momos as much as I do in my ranked games. In my ranked games, like, everybody I play with, I feel like for the first like 5 minutes, they're playing it like PvP when it's not a PvP game. So I get a little frustrated, to say the least, but in my norm games, it gets a little bit easier, especially when, you know, I can, if they're playing close enough to the, or if they're fighting close enough to the objective, right, I can kind of get a little bit of sniper shots, be a little bit oppressive to where I either push them into my teammates where they make a mistake and die, or, you know, chip them out slowly to where my teammate can mount a comeback, or just straight up kill them, right? And, you know, that, I want to say that feels good, but at the end of the day, that's just Zerneth's job, right? My job is to, like, weaken, get people low enough to where somebody else can kill them, or like I come up while they're low and get that lucky snipe to where, you know, I finish them off. So this game is a very good example of that, because again, like, y'all see, if you're paying attention, you'll notice, like, it's not too hard. That's kind of like what I love about this game too, is that it's not hard to play. It's very, very simple. But as you go up in the ranks, I do believe there is some diversity and some complexity to where if you like a little bit of challenge in your game, you will find it. You just have to, you'll have to go pretty high in the rankings. Like, I feel like I found that feeling of challenge, that feeling of diversity in about diamond rank. And then when I hit masters, that's where I was like, okay, this is where shit gets serious, you know. And again, I really fuck with that. I'm wondering truly if they're gonna do seasonal rank, and where their rank resets. But that reminds me that they are going to put rank rewards, I believe, in this game as well. And I'm genuinely excited to see what those rank rewards are gonna be. Though in my mind, I can easily see it just being colors, you know, something so simple, right? But I hope they try to do something more than the obvious option. I hope that they, like I don't know what's asking for too much, you know what I mean, when it comes to stuff like this. But I feel like, you know, making it something that everybody can appreciate no matter where you are in the game, and making it something that everybody's gonna want to get repeatedly. I don't feel like colors for this game is really that for me. I feel like if it was like, say, and I feel like this is much, because you'd have to change it every season. But like, say a new, like, they introduce mech skins, right? And whatever mech whatever mechs you pilot the most, you get like a custom skin for it, you know what I'm saying? Or like some specific cosmetic that changes up the skin to show, like, hey, I made it to gold, or hey, I made it to masters, hey, I made it to grandmasters, you know? But again, like, what do you guys think would be that appropriate that appropriate rank reward that you would want to grind for in this game. To me, again, I don't think it's colors. I feel like colors are too simple. You can get colors so easily in this game. I just wonder, what it could be. If it's the currency that you use to buy mechs, I could kind of get behind that, but I'm quite unsure.
When a star reaches its zenith.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of curious on the brawler types a little bit more now. Like, I think to myself, because I feel like a lot. I think now that I'm in like the higher, I'm still in the same like rank, right? And I generally just want to get to masters, right? But I feel like when I play ranked, I want to do more damage. I kind of don't want to leave it in my team's hands. And if like the patches that they do for Narukami, and they also said like all the mechs are gonna get slight adjustments. Or they at the end of the that like little news bulletin, right? They said some mechs are gonna be getting like some other slight changes, and if my mechs still don't, I'm still not satisfied with like their output. I'm thinking about trying to master the light brawler, right? And just because I want to be able to feel like I can carry a little bit better, and like instead of supporting the team, I kind of want to just be able to put the team on my back in some instances. So I feel like the light brawler is that answer for me, and it'll also teach me like a different form of combat in this game, especially because yeah, like I don't know, it's different, but it's nothing that I'm not unfamiliar with. By what I mean by that is, like, I'm used to being kind of like stealthy. Both my mechs play from far and have to deal with a lot of covert stuff, so just utilizing that and continuing to utilize that is probably going to be a plus for me, right? So yeah, that's kind of just where I'm at right now, currently. Trying to figure out, like, trying to keep my purpose in this game, like, alive, you know what I mean? And it's not like a challenge or anything. It's pretty easy. Like, this game is very easy to just pick up and play. It's very fun to just pick up and play too. But like, I'm talking just strictly in a ranked session, like I've said it before in a lot of my other videos, like I'm like a perfectionist, right? Everything has to go a certain way for me to feel good about it, right? And if I lose, say 3 times in a row, it doesn't mesh in my mind well anymore, and I have to figure out how to change that course of action very quickly, or it's just not gonna pan out very well. Again, like I said it before in my videos too, like I don't appreciate tilt queuing. I don't do it at all, but like this is a game, like Street Fighter in this game, kind of, because I enjoy these games so much. I enjoy the genre of this game so much. I enjoy the genre of street fighting games so much. Like, I try to push past that sometimes because, like, my mind goes, don't be a bitch, you know what I mean? And, like, it's a detriment sometimes. So I'm trying to like, add to my repertoire when it comes to this game. So when I feel like I'm in that kind of rut, I can switch off my say, Serenth to that light brawler I was talking about, or to Narukami. But, when I feel like when you switch, I feel like the curve is, the learning curve, or like the adjustment, the time it takes to adjust is very crucial. It's really harsh in my mind, I mean. So like I'm trying to really get used to that. Maybe once I do try the light brawler, I just start switching. I start playing games where I switch it up more. But yeah, I'm not too sure yet. Like, as you guys see right now, all I play is Serenth, because Serenth in my mind is more enjoyable than Narukami. But if they do like rework Narukami just like as a whole, then I'll definitely try Narukami again and see if it's more enjoyable. But yeah, like right now, like I play like the mech that I have the most fun with, and that's Serenth right now. I just like the guerrilla warfare. I just like how the Gundam pilots, you know. It's hard to hate this striker in general. Just really hard to hate it. But yeah, this was a blowout. I feel like this enemy team was a bunch of momos. They didn't know what was going on. They're literally like playing like it was a PvP server, and they weren't paying attention to like timers. Like that's when it comes to that game mode in particular, timers are so important, and learning when to rotate to timers, like that's when I get really angry with my ranked teams, when they don't realize timers are up. There was this one ranked game that I was playing where it was B and A, right? And since they saw A up, they immediately assumed A was going to be the first one ready, but B was the first one ready. And they all run to A, and I go to B. The enemy team's going to B with me, and I'm over here trying to pick off the entire team, or like fend off the entire team by myself. It was a load of crap, bro. And that's in master rank. So I'm over here thinking to myself, like, what are you guys doing for real? You know what I'm saying? Like, to where you guys don't understand, like, pay attention to the timers and rotate accordingly, right? Don't get me wrong, like, if your team's doing well at fighting a specific objective that's coming up first, like, it makes sense for two people to break off to the objective that's coming up, you know what I mean? It makes sense. But when your whole team rotates to the raw objective, like, it's like, do you give the objective? And then the old League of Legends player in me goes, we're not giving up Dragon, you know, we're not giving Baron. There's no fucking way. We're not giving Atacon. There's no fucking way. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, like, I don't know what it is. Like, I can't stomach giving up objectives because of League of Legends. It's just, sometimes it's like you have to do it because your team is behind or whatever. But in this game, there's no such thing as being behind. You know, like, maybe if you're outnumbered, well, okay, if you're outnumbered, and by outnumbered I mean like 2 to 4, sometimes 1 to 4, definitely. But like, if it's you and another person, and it's like they have one extra person, or they have like maybe. If they have one extra person, I feel like you guys can just play it out. Like, it's not hard. It really isn't. I've been in this situation multiple times, and like it'll pan out. If you make a mistake, you'll immediately know and you immediately feel it. But at the same time, you made the mistake. You see the mistake happen, and you're like, okay, I might die here for this. You know what I mean? But you know, if you don't make a mistake, 9 times out of 10, you might just win it. Like, I don't mean to sound like overconfident or anything. It's just, again, out of my experience, you guys seen like some of my games, especially the comeback ones. It's very possible. It's very likely. It's just not. It's all about just not giving up. You know what I mean? And kind of being a little stubborn, especially when you want or need the objective, right? There's always room to outplay. Also, you just have to have faith in your piloting skills and, you know, combat the enemy accordingly, right? Like, here, like, if you just take this moment for instance, right? Here, I'm not even really trying to kill anyone, right? I'm just looking to harass, right? I'm looking to force the opposition into maybe a detrimental position to where either my teammates can capitalize or maybe I can get a pick, right? Like, that's all I really need to do in this situation, right? Rotate accordingly. You know what I'm saying? If I see my teammates having a problem in a certain area, or I see someone, you know, standing out a little too much, you know, maybe I shoot them twice in the back, make it easier for the person they're fighting to mount a comeback, and then, you know, go back to doing what I'm doing. My main goal every time I play Serenth is to just bully whoever is on the objective off the objective, because it slows the objective down. In this game mode in particular, it'll slow the objective down. But in other instances, like that one I was playing earlier, it'll stop them from taking it all together, and they have to start the whole loading process again. So it's, you know what I'm saying? It's really fucking annoying. That's why I told you guys before, if I do my job a little too well, I'll get 3 people like sent on me, you know, like fucking irritated people, because like they're the 3 people who tried to take the objective and couldn't because I'm shooting them, you know what I'm saying, or I'm dropping an ordnance on their forehead. So yeah, all I can say is it's all about how you pilot. It's all about how you strategize, and you know, if your strategy is good, people will take notice and people will try to shut you down. You know what I mean? So that's why I hate good jet pilots, because those guys are fucking annoying. Like, especially when they're good at it, they'll just come up out of nowhere. They'll be like, "Oh, hey, you're doing too much right now. Can you just look up for 5 seconds?" You know what I mean? And for them to get you to look up, they shoot like 50 bombs at your at your head top, like, you know, and that shit can be really, really frustrating, right? Especially when you don't have the right, for me anyway, I have to get the right assistance to prevent that, right? And look, walking the dog, walking the dog, walking the dog. Fucking love it, man. Serenth can be very, very irritating in these matchups if you just know how to pilot it correctly. Like, the striker is very, very good in certain game modes, right? And in this game mode in particular, like this walk the dog strat, like, if I can pull it off, like, again, this team is good, this team is solid, but to let me get that walk the dog off, like, I want to call them a bunch of momos, because, like, it's so hard for me to get the tether off, just in general, because the tether is just so, it takes long for it to hijack, right? And it's hard, it's very easy to break, right? It's not, you guys saw me jump and it immediately broke the tether. So it's like, in my mind, I think to myself, like, I need a lot of time and I can't really move too much for it to work. So you guys really have to be unaware for that to happen, you know? So it's funny, but, like, at the same time, it's just like, man, like, this doesn't work if, like, people are paying attention, right? In my rank games, there's normally 1 or 2 people on me anyway, so it's like, you know, I'm just, you know, they had a Momo moment. They're like, you know, they weren't paying attention. I can't blame them. I'm gonna just take my dub and win, my dub and leave. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, guys, that's gonna be the end of the video. You know, whoopee, woohoo. You know, that one was a pretty close game. If you guys like this and want to see more, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.